shall we? Hello and welcome to Eye on the App Store. My name's James Gilmore. Down below me is Peter Willington.
Hi.
The glorious return of Peter Willington, no less, who's been in Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Seeing King.
Seeing...
Not the King of Barcelona, we understand.
No, all the ones with the candies instead. They're making games. They're still making games.
Yep.
Good on them. They're a good indie studio, up and comers.
An up-and-comer, yeah.
Sure
hopefully they'll break it big one day, maybe.
One day.
We'll see. Yeah, good luck with that. All right, then. Well, in your absence, as we've discussed a little bit previously, you missed out on a few things, like us going on Sky News accidentally.
Yeah.
I was only alerted to it later, so that's what you get for abandoning us.
Okay. Fine.
So learn from that mistake.
I will.
My lad, I think you'll find.
I'll never leave.
Never leave again. That's right. And I also played Alone in the Dark yesterday, which made me afterwards want to be left alone in the dark. Because I had issues to work through after playing that game. Most of them rage related.
Okay, I hear that. And I hear Genre Busters on Monday was pretty good.
Yeah, what we do. Tower defense games. You've got some tower defense action up in there, so that was good to do. We've got loads more. We've got all the ideas for the next Genre Busters for the next few weeks listed out. We're really excited about all the ones we're going to do next. So trying to get these regular shows up and running. Very exciting.
Okay,
but this one, as you know, it's Eye on the App Store, which means it's Wednesday. And tomorrow all the new games are going to come out in the UK and the US. So what we've done is got our hands on them 24 hours in advance, and we're going to show them to you. So let's see what they might be. If I take away this. There you go, right. So, Globosome, it's got a subtitle, can't remember what it's called. Ball rolling game, quite interesting, dead pretty looking, and tilty. I'll show you it, I'll see what you mean. OTTTD, which apart from being a weird acronym, I think it's called Over the Top Tower Defense. I think that's what it stands for. So tower defense game there. Killum, which is a side-scrolling arcade shooter, the only game I haven't played so far yet, so we'll see how that goes. Uncanny X-Men, The Days of Future Past, which is the movie tie-in, but it's not like done with the character likenesses of it. You haven't got Hugh Jackman standing there like with a photorealistic representation. It's more like a conversion of the original comic from which it came from, but it looks like it could be really quite good fun, so that's on the way. And right now, I know you can see Pegle sitting right here.
Pegle, I love Pegle. Why are we playing Pegle? Pegle never needed... Pegle's just amazing. Came out years ago. Never changed it, though. Never really updated it too much.
No.
Let's play some more of that. I really love that game.
Well, before you get too excited, as Laughing Duck has just said, isn't Pegle already on the App Store? Yes, it is. Right. Well, what's happened is something terrible. In the New Zealand App Store. We'll get to it in a little bit, but we'll start off on a positive note first. Let's do something simple and fun. Let's do Killum first. This is the one I haven't played, so we'll get this out of the way. Up top. Bam. There's your art. It is free to play. Oh, clearly it's from EA because they've got that verify your game. I am 78. This is me committing fraud live on Twitch by saying I'm 78 when I'm clean up. All right, let me turn the sound on. I've got to turn my TV on. So I want to hear all the bleeping and the blooping from the action game. Right, okay, so here we go. It's another one of those games that insists on putting bubbles with other game links in the side.
Yep, love them.
Fine, but it is free to play, so what are you going to do? Okay, I'm on a bike. I can skip it. Nothing's happening. Twinkly noises are going on. Oh, that's exciting. Killum, he's saying a thing. He's got a phone call from an old mobile phone. What's happening? Aliens are attacking in LA. Oh, that's... these bloody aliens. It always happens, isn't it? What drag. They're going to ruin... Oh, yeah, okay, I think I'm going to skip this. Sorry, but I'm not interested. Welcome to training. Learn how to fight. Move left and right. Jump, double jump, and shoot. Okay. That seems pretty clear. Shoot birds, shoot birds, shoot birds. Oh, they're kind of innocent birds. Can I jump up on... Oh. Maybe I can double jump onto there? Score and earning things. Why can't I... get up onto there. Complete the missions to obtain more coins and unlock funny suits and stuff. Crates containing new weapons. Oh, okay. Up here, crate's fallen down and I've collected it. Oh, look, a wild alien has approached. Ha, memes and internet-isms.
Yep.
A wild alien, lol. Whatever. Oh, and before we forget, what else? You can purchase items to help you out at the shop. Before we forget. Oh, what a surprise! You can also visit the shop to buy items. Alright, tap. Okay, I've tapped him. Can I go anywhere? I'm not doing anything at the moment. Is stuff going to appear? I thought this was going to be a side-scroller, but it looks like I'm trapped in a little arena. There we go. No, I don't want to connect with the friends.
Oh my god.
Look at all this crap. Oh no, we're in side-scrolling mode now. Okay, we're off. Right, I've got a thing flying down from the ceiling. I'm going to shoot him in his globule face. That's good. Double jump over here. Woo! Dudes with guns. I've eliminated them immediately. Right, more shooting. More shooting. Double jump up here, can I? Yes, I can. Oh no, I just... Hang on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, you have to pay coins to respawn, which I failed to do. And so I've instead died. It was like a one-hit kill. I immediately ran straight into him, and now I'm dead. Okay. Play. Okay, it looks like I can carry on, though. I haven't seen any energy stuff yet. What? What just happened then? Oh, there was a saw on the floor. And so I just died from that instead.
I literally am looking at this and I have no idea what you're doing. Like, I'm seeing the side scrolling, I'm seeing the shooting. I don't get it. I can't relate it to any other.
It's throwing everything at you apparently. So it's got coins from the old type games. I jumped onto a platform without looking, and apparently a big buzzsaw thing came out. You've got these floating blue-purple gits who are appearing from nowhere. Oh, he just comes straight down onto the next platform, the bugger. But I've killed him, so it's all right. And him. Oh god! And there's also one of those encroaching things from behind where it's chasing you down. And now there are lasers, and I'm dead.
Okay.
What? Okay, this is maybe to be expected. It also does one of those annoying heart countdowns at the every single time you die, in an effort to make you bored enough and irritated enough, presumably, to spend money or coins to respawn.
Yeah.
I hate it when games do that so much. Like, we're always talking about how important instant restarts are. And when it arbitrarily does that countdown where it's like, we could restart immediately, but we want you to get annoyed enough and want to respawn.
Yeah.
That sucks. Oh, no, I've got a blue thing behind me.
And also, it's like you were saying, like, it's really internet-y, internet humor. Like, haha, come at me, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. I don't know. I don't. This feels really false. It feels like a whole bunch of industry execs sat in a room together and went, "What do these kids want? They want the
kids
games
today with their memes and their lolcats.
They want their games free. They want a man with an eye patch. They want some free coins. They want to be bugged to play with their friends all the time." I
found a new technique, which is just constantly run, because it looks like if you stand still, you get
killed.
This large beam from behind you, like an advancing wave, which comes and takes you up, and an alien comes and abducts you. So you need to keep moving forward constantly. I've got some new weapons. Got a scatter shotgun thing, destroy some barrels. That's good. Now I've got a laser gun. That's quite effective, actually. Fair play to that. There you go. That's all right. But we were saying the other week. Oh, and I just jumped into him because a part of me wanted to jump on its head in that normal platforming Mario way, but it didn't work at all.
Okay. So if you are just joining us at the moment, then hello. This is I on the App Store with AppSpy and Pocket Gamer. I'm Peter, and I'm looking at the chat room. James is playing the game, and the game is Bill Killum. I'm not massively impressed with it at the moment, and I'm seeing you in the chat room talking about it. And you seem, I think it seems kind of mixed, the reaction to this. Some people saying Super Crate Box E.
Well, I mean, in terms of the visuals being very lo-fi, yes. In terms of the gameplay, no, because this is all side-scrolling.
Yeah,
it could almost be an auto-runner, because it wants you to keep going, like, non-stop.
So why isn't it an auto-runner?
I don't know. But they wanted to give you some more options, jump about and stuff.
But there aren't any more options, because you just you still have to keep running.
That is true, Peter Willington. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, it's like... I thought you'd be more sympathetic to this, to be honest, because I'm the one who's usually going, oh, look, another retro platformer who really cares at this point. And you were quite down with that SNESy one. Not SNESy one, the Game Boy one we were playing the other day.
1-bit Cowboy, or whatever it's called.
2-bit Cowboy.
2-bit Cowboy.
Yeah, whereas I have, like, little interest, and kind of, seen one, you've seen them all, and if you're doing these side-scrolly games, you really have to get the feel just right, because there are so many people doing these kind of games. Every indie developer, under the sun is, oh god, what? Now laser beams come down from the ceiling and take me out. Yeah, every indie dev under the sun is kind of trying to do this sort of game, you know.
Yeah.
And
it just looks, but this just looks so bland. It's almost like it's trying too hard to be exciting and fun and fresh and innovative, but none of it is. Like it all just seems so tired.
Well,
like
it's got zombies, it's got aliens, it's got a guy with an eye patch in a sort of Snake Plissken sort of way, which, yeah, it's trying to do that 80s nostalgia thing, which the whole movement of pixel art games is playing upon 80s nostalgia, that is. And yeah, I think it's run its course, maybe a little bit. Like, you can do it well, and it's fine. I've got flamethrower now. It's super crate boxy in so much as the weapons keep changing. I'll give it that. Whenever you pick up a new weapon, you have to adjust your gameplay style, and they appear to change quite frequently. So that's super crate boxy. But oh look, hang on. Let me dodge the lasers this time. Oh crap! How do you dodge that then? I've got no idea. Nor especially do I care. Right, I'll have another run, and then I'm knocking this on the head. Because, who really... I don't know. I'm not that impressed by this.
So it's free to play. I guess this is one of those ones where it's like, when it comes out, you can probably play it for yourself and get some sort of idea as to whether or not it's actually interesting. Like, it doesn't look like there's actually a lot more to it than what we're looking at right now. No,
I'm afraid not. So yeah, it's another side-scrolling retro shooter. But yeah, there you go. Bill Killum, it's called. It will be free to download from midnight tonight, I expect. Okay, let's move on to OTTTD.
Okay.
Over the top tower defense.
So talking about games and genres that have been done to death. Tower defense. Now, I have had enough of it. The only one that I quite like recently was Metal Slug Defense. I thought that was quite good. Like side-scrolling tug of war kind of a game. I thought that was rather good. And I thought Pixel Junk Monsters was a bit too much, a bit too intense, a bit too demanding of you. I've not really liked the genre for a while, but I know that there's a whole bunch of people who do, especially with that the Anomaly games and those sorts of things.
Yeah, I quite like Anomaly. It's the complaint people have about tower defense games, and it's a justified complaint, is that it can be very slow. You can spend a lot of your time just watching people march down the screen and kind of, you know, waiting for them to die so the next wave can come and you can do some upgrading. So I get that, it's fair enough. Right, now I've played the first tutorial level of this. What I'm going to do now is tap on this area and build a Gatling gun. So these have very small maps. They're 3D maps, look, which is quite nice, but they're actually quite small. And the difference so far seems to be that, as well as laying towers down and having your home base over here, have a tower. I'm going to erect another tower right now, tower inbound. You have a little engineer guy who is able to dash between the towers and do fixing and repairs and stuff like that if we need to. So I can click on him right now, and I can move him towards, if I want to, move him over here for a start. But if I put him within the radius of another tower, he'll automatically start repairing it. So, like for example, this one's now taken a real kicking, this tower at the top, so I'm going to move him up here to help out. I'm also going to add another tower right here. A new one's available. Pulse cannon. Let's add a pulse cannon. So I've got the cash to do it. They can take out these big fishy things. Now up here, my engineer type has successfully repaired that tower. At the moment, those crab things are laying into this tower at the top, so I'm going to send him in to A, help, because he's got a gun, and B, repair that tower too. So, having just done the first tutorial level right at the beginning, this one seems quite involved. Like, you can upgrade a lot of the towers themselves, you can add extra powers onto them, you can mess about with your engineer person, I think, as well. Like, there's a lot to be done. I don't know if that's a reflection of the title, when they say OTT, it's over the top. Yeah, so they're throwing everything at the wall here. But,
it just seems that genre, it had to constantly add new things and build on top of the same mechanics, because it never really changed things up enough. Like, platformers changed eventually over time. We had 2D platformers that were single screeners, then screens that would move forward with Super Mario Brothers, and then you would have like these big connected worlds with Mario World, and then 64 comes along, you get 3D platforms, you get all this evolution. But with tower defense, it's just more all the time. And like this, it looks like is the ultimate like, right, let's upgrade all of this stuff. Like that's a big thing for you. Like here are loads and loads of enemies coming at you and incredible 3D visuals and all this sort of stuff. Like it sounds like it does what it says on the tin, if you know what I mean, and it's trying to be the ultimate of that series, of that type of genre.
Well, it does have a lot going on. I've got repair options and upgrade options in the top left-hand corner of the screen. They recharge, so I need to be able to wait for them to appear so I can upgrade individual towers. I can choose whichever one I want. I've occupied all of the possible places I can stick a tower right now, so I've pretty much built everything that I can. What I have to do from here on in is monitor the relative health of all the different towers to make sure that none of them get blasted away by the oncoming. They're like fish monster things. That's what they are.
Right.
What I do quite like is every time one of them dies, he explodes in a pile of gibs, and it leaves their like rotten carcasses all over the path.
Right. Okay. Can we collectively, by the end of this stream,
Look at this filth.
understand whether or not it's Gibbs or Jibs?
Really? I always thought it was Gibbs, but I
Is
might be
it
wrong.
Gibbs or is it Jibs? Because you say it's Gibbs. I've heard so many people call it Gibbs, but I've also heard so many people refer to it as Jibs.
Okay. Well, this is going to be the GIF argument, isn't it? Because we've all been calling animated GIFs, but apparently the creator says no, it was supposed to be pronounced GIFs because it's like generated image something.
The creators. No, we're not having that.
I've now been attacked by a massive crab. Who is very, very slowly making his way down the path. So I'm going to send in my engineer to sort of sit behind him and blast him. Oh, wait. No, don't go all the way over there. Turn around, and stop. Yeah, that's cool. So I can there's one troop member who's actually active and can move around the field. So it adds a little something, a little element of management, I suppose. But this crab is really slow. I'm going to have to keep moving my engineer down. I don't think he's going to make it, which is good. Because luckily my home base also has a fairly hefty cannon stuck on top of it. Let me upgrade this tower here. There you go. I've powered up that tower. You can see the little fortress symbol appear above it. That's helpful. Come on, engineer man. Do your thing. Keep shooting. Oh, I don't know. There's a button in the bottom right-hand corner. This yellow button. No idea what it does. It's just sort of there.
Just sort of there hanging out.
I'm tempted. Once I've killed this crab, I'll hit it in the next round.
Absolutely.
There you go. He's blown up. Crab dead. Mission complete. Hero Corp is happy with me. I've XP'd up my engineer. He's now all the way up to level 4, which is good.
Okay.
So
Is that good then? Is that good?
I assume so, yes. So I can show you my team. If I go into the bottom, here's my team. This is my engineer. You can get a whole bunch of skills to add to him. He's got 6 skill points, so I'm going to jump into here and pick some skills to upgrade. So you got an endurance, remote repair, ultra tower, surge request, mechanic, and impact adept. That'll cost me 2 if I want to upgrade the impact adept, which means that he'll deal extra damage, or improve his mechanic skills, which means he'll repair towers and apparently his wife's car, sexist, at a faster rate. There's also an endurance one that gives you a bigger health bar. So I've got 6 points. I'm going to bump up the old endurance by 1. I'm going to improve the mechanics. That sounds useful. And also I'm going to... Oh, repair range. That looks useful. I'm actually going to increase the damage he does because he's quite useful as a damage dealing person.
Okay.
All right, that'll do. Skill points spent there.
So you're popping all of your skill points in there. Do you think? Okay. So the levels at the moment, they're quite short. This is quite early on into the game.
Yeah, we're only on like the 2nd or 3rd level. I just did the tutorial and that was it.
Ah, right,
so
okay.
This is very early stuff, but already it's showing a lot of things for you to upgrade and deal with your engineer. He's an important guy. You can change the powers and the upgrades, the buffs that you use during the course of the game, but I need more of them to unlock. Apparently I've just unlocked a new hero called Crusher Shields, who I think I'm going to be using for this next battle.
Okay. So debate is raging on in the chat room about Gibbs and Jibs. Yeah, absolutely. So we've got Laughing Duck has created a straw poll, and obviously you can click that link, and you can go through, and you can click on whether or not it's Jibs or Gibbs. I think Jibs is winning at the moment, so go Jibs.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely it is. But then there's a whole different argument for it, right? Because it's so giblets, but like, what about Mel Gibson? What about like?
I don't think that's a good counter argument. Even though you're supporting my theory, I don't think
Mel Gibson.
That won't stand. I don't think.
I don't know. But so yes, there's raging debate going on, and I'm sure Laughing Duck will tell us the results by the end of the show on that one. And it is important, and we will stick to it forever. So I'm looking at this, and I'm sort of thinking to myself, this is one of the more exciting looking tower defense games of recent times, I guess. Like,
it's alright, it's no bad.
I like the fish monsters, they're quite fun. They remind me of that fishy shooter game.
Called Fishy Shooter?
Yeah, the fishy shooter game. The side-scrolling shooter fishy game.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It was part of those big bio shooter movement of the Mega Drive and PlayStation era. Surely you must remember it. It's fishy shooter game.
Oh, I've not got a clue. I'm being attacked by a clam. There's a rogue clam which has got a gun stuck inside its mouth. Yeah, it's outrageous. I'm going to use my power. This new guy I've got, which is this fellow here who I'm highlighting. He's like a heavy. He's got a great big gun on him, which is good. He also has a lightning power, where he can kind of create a shock wave of lightningness, which will hopefully deactivate some people in the area. I need to upgrade some more stuff. Let me upgrade this bomb tower. That looks like a good idea. Do I have enough money? Yep, I can bring in some. There's some lasery stuff. I'll put a lasery thing up here because I focus mostly on the machine guns, which may or may not be a good thing. Take down here.
Okay.
Because he's hassling my base, and I don't like it. Oh, it's gone away now. Cool. Alright, move him. Who needs healing? He needs healing. So I'm going to use my heal command, boom, just to auto-heal that tower in the middle. And I'm going to direct my little engineer chappy towards... Who else has been killed? Oh, nobody. It's doing alright, actually. Let me throw up another bomb thing right here. Tower inbound. God, the map really does get pretty messy pretty quickly.
It really is quite grim and gross. The game I was thinking of, by the way, G Darius.
Oh, I do know Darius. G Darius. Okay, fair enough.
G Darius.
Not the fishy, sidey, scrolly gamey, as it was referred to earlier.
Yeah, no, that is absolutely, I think, the best example of it.
Sure, why not? Let me try my frazzle move. Yeah, that worked really well, actually. Fair play. Good on that guy. Let me see if I can heal him. I'm wondering if I can move my engineer dude closer and he can heal people as well as towers. I don't think so. That would have been too easy. But no, obviously not. What else have we got? Another one of them crabs. Crab.
So is there any way to clean up the grossness?
To clean up the grossness?
Yeah, like, is there any way of getting rid of the fish heads and muck?
Oh, I see.
Can you get, like, bonus points for cleaning up after yourself? Or?
I doubt it. I don't think they're that interested in making the place look spotless. I think it's more just about mullering crustaceans, really. That's what it's all about. Got a question from someone asking if anyone's been playing Retry, the new game from Rovio, which they created using their secondary company. I have touched it once or twice, but Peter, you played it for a bunch, didn't you?
Yeah, I played it. It's definitely more than Flappy Bird, which is unfortunately what it's going to be kind of related to all the time. It's much more complex than that. I was enjoying it, but I must admit I've deleted it now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really hard. Like, it's super hardcore, challenging, and fair at the same time. It's free to play, but it's very, very, very fair. And it's very pretty, great looking. The soundtrack's fantastic. It's just, I think I think if it had come out like just before Flappy Bird, like if it had come out 6 months ago, I think we'd still really be talking about it. But it's kind of just had enough.
I think it was a time thing, but Rovio claims that they had no idea about the Flappy Bird thing, and it was in development for months before the game blew up.
Yeah,
so.
and it's obvious because it's a really quality bit of work. Like, it is really beautifully put together. Like, runs smooth, looks great. You know, it's all of this sort of stuff, and I don't think Rovio would do that kind of very easy win.
Sure.
I was surprised they didn't, though. I was surprised they didn't do a Flappy Bird clone, even as a bit of a joke.
Yeah, maybe. Everyone else made the joke. It was pretty old by then, I gotta say. I'm going to press this button. I don't even know if it is a button. I'm going to press
Do
it.
it.
Oh, it's not a button. It's just nothing. I'm just pressing it and nothing's happening. Maybe
nothing happened at all.
No, it does nothing. Maybe it's indicative of experience points or something like that. What a down! Ah, it's a downer. I thought that was going to do something and things were going to explode. And there was no exploding. Right, I'm powering up this weirdo tower thing. I'm going to use my frazzle command in a second. 3, 2, 1. Bam. It's good. Took out some clams. Always welcome. Who's taking some damage? Oh, I know what it is. Oh, no. I thought it was a speed-up command, but it's not at all. Let us... Oh, yeah, select the tower. Come on, tower. Just a couple of them clam things left. Cleaned up fairly well. And this is the final wave, too.
Apparently, the sort of button at the bottom right is an indicator of the health of your building.
Which one, though? Oh, maybe the main building.
Yeah.
Maybe that one. Yeah, possibly. That makes sense. Let me repair. Giving it a bit of a repair, that will help it out. I'll throw up another one of these towers as well, as I've got the cash. There we go. I'm going to upgrade as well. There we go.
This is... Everything's becoming really red, and it's quite sort of... I can imagine the stink right now. Like,
down there on
grossness.
On ground level.
Yeah.
Yeah, rough, man.
Ooh.
I come a couple of massive king crab things. Those superpower ones.
What's your opinion on? Because obviously you're an omnivore, aren't you? You don't mind eating a little bit of dead animal every once in a while.
Oh right, yeah, no, I'm good with all the food-based products.
Okay, excellent. What's your opinion on lobster? Have you ever had lobster?
No, actually. Like
You've never had it.
I've had crab and scampi and other.
Oh, okay,
stuff,
okay.
but
Crustaceans. Crustaceans in general.
White
like,
meat is good. Yeah. White meat's good. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you ever feel a bit like you're eating an insect from the ocean?
Well, no, not really, because it comes off as excellent. Like all the fishy meats, all your white meats and stuff, they've got loads of great stuff in that you don't get from any other meat. So it's loads of lovely, sexy oils and whatnot that are really, really good for you, and quite sort of low in fat. And
yeah, but it looks like a cockroach. It looks like a cockroach.
Well, a cow isn't exactly like the most.
Yeah, but a cow doesn't.
Creature.
What are you talking about? A lovely sweet cow or a picture of a cockroach? Which would you rather give a hug?
But it's not. I don't want to hug it. I want to eat it. If it was a hugging competition, then yes, maybe the fluffy fat thing would win. But no. But I think crustaceans are kind of badass, don't you? Or like,
no. What do you mean badass? Well, I mean, clearly in this they're pretty badass, but like in general, they're just kind of easy. You pick them up and they go, oh no, I've been caught.
You're just like flipping them over onto their back and letting them go.
Yeah.
Can't do anything. All right, I've won that mission. I got some stars. Took a while to play out, I gotta be honest. Although he thinks it was a great victory, but and now wants me to rate the app. I think they're just telling me that I won really well in the hope that I'll give them a good review.
Yeah.
So nuts to that. All right, then there you go. It looks like it's got a lot to upgrade. So a big old skill trees off the map as well as on the map to deal with here. So it's slightly different for your tower defense games. It's all right. But like, if you really want to see like the best tower defense games, incidentally, then just watch the stream that we did on Monday. That gave you what we consider to be our top 4 tower defense games on iOS. So check that out for the proper skinny on what you need to get. But that's OTTTD, and it'll be out at midnight tonight. £1.99 or $2.99.
Very good.
You've been informed.
What's next on the list?
I want to do Globosome, whatever it's called.
Globosome.
Let me press go and turn it on. It's called Path of the Swarm. And it's because I played like a few seconds of this. This is kind of sweet. This is quite nice, right? Right off the bat, you can see it's doing that slightly arty thing. I'm going to jump straight into this next level just to show you.
Slightly arty thing.
Actually, no. I'll go one back just to give you an idea of the principle of the game. So, well, yeah, it's very kind of... There's not much text in it at all. There's no instructions, really. You just go in and find your way and work out what the game is all about. And I quite like that sometimes. So, you're presented with a touchscreen. You want to hold the iPad or iPhone in whatever orientation you want to use it. And then press touch, and that calibrates the screen. So now I'm holding it at an angle so I can tilt forward, and I'm off. move left and right. Woo! My ball rolls along the floor like that, and back and forth as I move around. I can press the screen to jump. If I tap it, the little ball jumps. This is my globule, or whatever you want to call them. And the aim of the game is to guide your little globule-y person to the exit. And the exit is usually blocked by a big tree thingy. And the tree thingy requires a certain number of globules to attack it in order to be destroyed. So as you can see, it says 1 of 2 here. So that means I'm taking control of one, but not t'other. So there is another globule-y thing lying around this environment, which I need to discover. So if I jump up, knock down some of these plants. Oh look, there you go. I smashed one of the plants and he appeared out of nowhere. So I'm now in control of 2 of them. Hence the whole swarm aspect of it. So now, as I roll forward, I smash through that little plant and I can now move into the next section. And that seems to be how this game works. So now it says 2 of 3 for this next bit. So I need to clearly go and pick up another one. So I'm going to roll back. Tilting the screen in order to do all the rolling, as I say. And there you go, there's one stashed up here. So I'm gonna... I hit him, and you get kind of wow from the game, and they all glow, and then suddenly I've got 3. And I can charge forward to the exit. Boom. And I've completed the level. And I've gained another person as well, there's 4 now. And that's it. That's how this has started. I've only played the first 2 chapters. I'm going to play the 3rd one now, just to see how it works. And I've not played this one yet, so hopefully they're still teaching you gameplay mechanics as you go through. But none of that was told to me. Like you see there was no text or anything. I just got to the exit the first time. Oh, look, there's loads of them up top now. They're all following me. Woo. How cool. I just rolled to the exit and it wouldn't let me through. And I was like, why? I don't understand. How do I get past? And I just had to roll around the level, smashing into stuff until eventually I uncovered another globule, and then suddenly it worked. So it let you piece it together by yourself. And I'm quite a big fan of that. I like that. I think that's a good way to do games.
What, learning by doing and being not by actively being shown?
Yes.
Just kind of...
Because it's the difference between following instructions and working it out for yourself, like through exploration. And I always find the exploration approach much more satisfying, because if someone just gives me the screen pauses and it goes, right, press left to move left, press right to move right, press jump, and the screen freezes to let you do it, that's just dull. And
yeah,
there's nothing particularly creatively exciting about that. So I get much less interested. Whereas things where it just plonks you into a world, and it doesn't even say explore, it just plonks you into a world and you go, oh crap, what do I do? And then you start moving around and exploring, and so when something happens, there's that fun little like, ooh, I didn't know that was coming. And you get a sense of excitement and pleasure from it that you don't get if you're just being spoon-fed information.
Okay. So if you are just joining us at the moment, then hello. This is AppSpy Pocket Gamer's Eye on the App Store, where we take games that are just about to come out on the App Store and, well, we play them and we let you know whether or not we think that they're any good from our sort of first impressions. If you are just joining us in the chat, as I say, do say hello and join in the conversation. We're talking about all sorts of things. We're playing Globosome, Path of the Swarm at the moment. The developers, Naval Games, are in the chat room, so say hello to them and ask any questions to them, or indeed to us if you have them. And obviously, every once in a while, Laughing Duck is putting up this amazing Gibbs versus Jibs question. And do click on that link and go vote. Oh, absolutely. We'll read out the results at the end of the show. So this looks a lot like Marble Madness meets Pikmin meets
yeah, I know what you mean.
One of those sort of maze marble rollers.
Yeah, it is a bit like all of those things, I suppose. I've smashed through all of the plants in this area. I can't see anything else. I've reached a point where I'm like, where do I go now? Oh no, I can go further. Hang on, I didn't explore this bit. Ooh, exciting. There's an area 3 of 3 here. There you go, smush. I'm now through to the next bit. So by rolling over plants, I collect A, new globule-y things. B, they also seem to increase in size sometimes. I don't know whether the camera's zooming in, but... Oh look, there's a little... Oh, hello. There's a new orb thing that I can push around. I've just pushed it into a fireplace. No, not a fireplace. I pushed it into a bit of dirt and it's grown into a plant. Now I'm going to harass the plant a bit, see if that's a thing.
Can you harass a plant?
Well, I'm about to. I'm just smashing it about a bit. I was curious to know if I can gain something from that, or whether I'm just going to irritate it. I think maybe just the planting of the plant in and of itself was my reward. Right, let's get all my guys up here. There does seem to be a shepherding aspect to this. Now I've got 5 of the buggers, I'm going to go back to that previous area and unlock the tree. But the more of these things I have under my command, the more likely they are to get stuck somewhere. Because previously, when I dived behind an object, it got stuck and I couldn't get it out again, which made it a bit of hassle. Now, I will say, I've played this a little bit. I played the first level or 2 before, right? And it's a little bit stuttery when connected to the Elgato capture device I'm using to stream it right now.
Right.
It's not stuttery when you play it on its own.
Okay.
So this isn't 100% representative of the game when you're playing it just on your iPad or your iPhone.
Is that because... So we usually find that that's because there's quite a lot of 3D going on at the same time? Like, it's okay.
It's putting on the device under a bunch of strain, because at the moment it's putting it onto the screen, as you can see here, and also beaming it out to the computer, and that makes the processor work a little bit harder, and as a result some games that demand a high amount of hardware usage can get a little bit stuttery and stuff. So I can confirm officially that it's not like that when you play it by itself, so don't worry if it looks a bit choppy.
Cool.
Now, the fun thing about this is there seems to be a little ecosystem of these globule things that are existing around me. Like in the previous level, they all appeared on the top of a rock face, kind of went beep, 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 and then ran away, like they were watching me, which is kind of cool. So they are, as well as being hidden inside plants, they're sort of roaming around the area.
Okay, so is there much of a...
Oh,
it's not an obvious... It's not an obvious story, is it? But it's more of the kind of... the sort of storytelling that you might get in maybe like a Shelter.
Oh, you mean that Badger game?
Yeah, Badger game that should have come to iOS.
It didn't.
But didn't. But that's sort of not expressly told to you. I guess it's kind of like the gameplay, isn't it? It's not being expressly told to you. It's just kind of make up what you like.
Well, the thing it reminds me most of actually at the moment is Flower on the PSN, because it's the same tilt-based movement, you know, and it's that same drifting through an environment and hitting flowers, and that activates things. That, you know, all of that stuff is very, very Flower to me. I've now just tried to cross a bridge, and I think that... Did that kill me, or was that good? Oh no, it was good. It was good. It was fine. I've fallen down now into a valley, so now I have to explore this valley, I presume. Let's go and have a look. So this is available from midnight tonight. It's £1.99 or $2.99. Oh, there you go. Look, it's dropped me straight into the place where the reed that I tried to go through and use as a bridge fell apart. So it's picking up exactly where we left off. And now I'm underground. My little thing glows in the dark and creates a nice little haze around it. Now it's gone a little bit spooky.
Spooky vision.
Yeah. So what, I'm quite enjoying this. This is nice. This is fun, and this is taking advantage of the iPad's tilt control system. And that, you know, that marble madness element that you're talking about. So rather than it being a... I think you can have an alternative control scheme. I think you can use like a virtual pad if you really want to. Yeah,
there was mention that I believe there's controller support in there. I seem to remember reading in the chat window. Yes, I believe so.
But these kind of games that involve rolling, like pinball games or ball rolling physics, they really benefit, I think, from the tilt controls, from the accelerometer. Yeah. Like that's one of the things the iPad can do and iPhone can do quite well. So if you can put the time into making it work properly, then do it, because you're taking advantage of a natural strength of the device. Whereas when you stick a virtual stick on top of it, you're not taking advantage of a natural strength, you're just trying to make it work like a controller. Okay, this is going to get tough now. I'm on the lip of this little semicircle, and I got to get past without falling. Oh no, wait, actually, I want to go and get this glowing red thing. Let me go down here. So far, it's paid off to just smash into everything, so that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, so I've rolled off the edge.
One of the things I quite like about it is that it's the lighting effects.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I really like that. It feels like it could very easily have been about sort of a small metallic ball just rolling through things with some pretty visuals, but it's almost as if that it's not a small metallic ball. It's almost as if it's sort of got something a little bit more spiritual to it, like a life or some
it's
kind?
like a pod or an organism. Like
Yeah.
they've all been going me around the top of the screen when I saw them in a gang above me. So they're clearly alive. These are little living creatures that you're trying to guide to safety, I suppose. There's also an upgrade tree that's appearing at the top of the screen. Every time I complete a level, I'm gaining a dot, it seems. I didn't gain all 3 dots. I clearly missed some items in that last level, so I've only got 1. But every dot counts towards 1 white spot on this upgrade chain at the top of the screen. So now I can jump a little bit higher as a result of upgrading beforehand.
See. Okay.
So every time, when it says touch to calibrate at the beginning, it literally lets you recalibrate every time. So if you want to hold the device flat and then move it around, basically you want to hold it whatever position is comfortable, so I'm holding it slightly upright like this, and then touch, and the game begins, and it's automatically calibrated to that mode. So that's level, and if I tilt forward, off he goes. But I'm oops, nearly falling off the edge and dying. I'm enjoying this. I think this is smart, it's pretty, and I am having fun exploring the area. I don't know where I'm going or why. Oh, I've got a clear little jump here. There we go. Woo! Nice! Made it. I've gotten a little flower. That's good. Jump back. There we go. Oh, I can jump higher. That's cool. Look at that. He's got a real leap on him now, the little guy.
Mm-hmm.
Pleasing to see. Oh yeah, look at him. Bam. Awesome. But no, I feel like I'm exploring stuff and discovering things, and I'm getting that kind of nice, ooh, I didn't know that was going to happen sense. Which,
yeah, that exploration sort of thing that comes from these sorts of games. Quite.
I think you're right that a lot of games that involve rolling balls, often they have little steel marble type objects, and that's what you're dealing with. And often they have a much more maze-like, cold, clinical, either a steel, metal, or futuristic setting, don't they? Yeah. Whereas this, can I get under? I can. Amazing. Whereas this is a totally different thing. This is all organic, although it's using the same principles that a lot of those games use.
And really, that's much more in keeping with the Marble Madness thing. Like, if you actually go back and play that game, those levels are bonkers. Like, it's a very experimental kind of a game. And like, I always prefer it when you are rolling through sort of slightly different looking environments rather than just very simple, like, here's a wooden board that's got some holes in it, watch out. Like, that's boring.
This is quite testing, so I'm trying to make it through this very, very sort of thin valley tops.
The needle.
Yeah, I've made it. It's alright, it's all good. Those little glowing points are save points, so if I die I can get sucked back to that point. That's good news. Can I jump up here and then jump onto that? I totally can, can't I? So I get up here and then I can go and jump! Yes! Oh, nuts! I pushed it off the edge. I bet I wasn't supposed to do that. I was clearly supposed to use that to plant a tree. Oh.
Ah, dude.
Bugger.
Come on.
Oh well. Oh, he's doing little squeaky noises now when he jumps. This guy's a hero. Okay, so I messed that a bit up. Whoops-a-daisy. Not to worry.
According to Naval Games, who's in the chat at the moment, hello Naval Games, which is the developer, of course, you can also return to previous levels with new skills to find secrets.
To find those extra dots and things, perhaps, that that I wasn't able to get. Well, that's good to know. So there's a certain replayability involved. Pleased to hear. I'm enjoying this. This is rather fun and attractive, and I approve wholeheartedly. So I will probably leave it there. I don't want to spoil the rest of it for people. You can get it from midnight tonight. It's going to cost you £1.99 or $2.99. And give it the full title. It's, what is it? Globosome?
It's Globosome, Path of the Swarm.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's that sorted. Let's do X-Men.
Okay, are we saving the sadness to last then? Is that?
Yeah, we'll just cover it at the very end because there's some explaining to do. And also, I suppose that's ending on a negative note. I should really not do that, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Screw it. So, X-Men, the upcoming movie that is going to be out this week. In fact, in theaters near you. This is the movie tie-in. Now, I don't know how much you guys know about the film. It's based on a comic, which the cover of which looks very much like this screen you're looking at now, called The Uncanny X-Men Days of Future Past. And this is the game that ties into both the movie and the comic. So I haven't obviously seen the film. I don't know what the plot, how closely the plot follows the comic. But instead of trying to ape the characters and the actors that are used in the new movie and kind of take their likenesses and inject them in, they're using the comic book license, that art. So Wolverine looks like comic book Wolverine, which is a smart move, I think. So apparently I can upgrade some of his moves. Press and hold the upgrade button to spend XP points. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Usually upgrade points are usually like 1 or 2 and you put them in a slot. This is more like filling up a car with petrol. So you press and hold the upgrade button and it like pours points into it. Like depending on how long you press it for, it'll pour like up to 5,000 points. That's quite a novel idea actually. Alright, so I've upgraded my Berserker Slash and here are some other attacks that I can use. I'll show you the game first, though. I've only played like a level or something, so. Now, these are the same guys who made He-Man, the most powerful game in the universe. Which was a very, like, cartoony side-scroller, just like this. And was kind of good fun.
Okay.
Like, it was surprisingly good. And when we heard that they'd been commissioned to do this, you were like, you know what, that's not a bad idea. And as you can see, it looks quite smart. It's very... Tell you what it plays like. It plays like, you know, I know the term arcade platformers used a lot now, but a proper arcade platformer, like you would play in an arcade.
Oh, okay, okay.
Like the way that he moves around, it's almost quite sluggish. I'm still not 100% on the getting the jumps and everything right at the moment, but I'm trying to get up to the next level and I can't. But
arcade platformers, they were so rare, weren't they?
But you saw a couple of them kicking around, and even those ones like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game where you're not moving up and down separate platforms, but you're just side-scrolling and, you know, fighting people on different planes. Plus the Aliens vs Predator one, which was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Stuff like that, and SNK's Magician Lord, and those sorts of platformers. They were always a bit odd to me. Like, I always felt like Ghosts and Goblins just kind of nailed it, and then everybody else copied them, and then they sort of just went away. Like, you know, like.
Yeah.
But okay, so this is, I don't know, it's sort of like an actiony. It reminds me of a Super Nintendo era licensed platformer character action game sort of a thing.
Yep, that's fair enough. So I'm just like the previous arcade game we played. I'm just schnick with one button. So I'm using my attack button here, the big one. There's a jump button as well, and left and right commands. If I swipe the attack button in a forward direction, he launches that super attack that you just saw me use there. That's always handy. You have to collect power-up gem things, which I think gives you experience amongst other stuff. I can double jump, because this is a platformer. It feels, the reason I make the arcade comparison, it feels a little bit sluggish. Like, when I jump and I press attack, there is a good, like, of half a second before he really acts on it. You can actually see where I'm tapping the X button goes whoop. You can watch the screen. If I tap it, you'll see that he slashes like half a second afterwards. So you do kind of need to get used to that. It's a little bit, and the same thing with the jump really. It's a little bit laggy. But I don't know if that's a conscious choice or not. Oh, I just got attacked by that guy. Hang on, let me swipe and do a super attack on it. Those super attacks have to power up though, so you can't go around using them willy-nilly.
Okay, so one of the questions that's getting asked in the chat room at the moment, and there are sort of answers coming in, which are absolutely fantastic. But what is your, James, what is your favourite Marvel-based game thus far?
Game? Oh. Now, the original Spider-Man tie-ins, and I'm thinking Spider-Man 2. Do
you mean on PlayStation?
Yeah, back in the Sam Raimi movies. That was quite good. I thought but mainly because jumping around in the city was like a mini game by itself. It was really fun just to explore that version of New York. They got the web slinging right, and that's so much of what makes that character work. On iOS, I don't know. I'm not sure there are that many good ones. Let's be honest. Most movie tie-ins are kind of dreck, and they don't get much time spent on them. So, like the Thor game that was released recently by Gameloft. That was awful, really, really awful. I mean, Gameloft does quite a lot of them, to be honest with you. The Iron Man auto runner, where he's flying through the streets, again, Gameloft. Yeah, that was totally Nothing exciting there. And they are often palmed off to Game Loft, who do a kind of fine but nothing impressive job of it.
On iOS, there's a pretty good. I think it's called Rise of the Imperfects or something like that. Like it's a card battler, I believe, from Gree on iOS. I'd have to say, like for me, like my favourite Marvel game was X-Men versus Street Fighter. If you remember that, it was like a 2D fighter in which basically the heroes of X-Men went up against the heroes of Street Fighter.
Is this what platform are you talking about? A console or on?
Yeah, that outside of iOS.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's that. It was on. It was an arcade game and PlayStation, Saturn game, that sort of thing. But like, this looks. I don't know. This looks kind of. It looks like a really good. I hate to be this guy, but it looks like a really good tie-in game, but it doesn't necessarily look like a brilliant game.
Well, we're early doors yet, so I'm jumping out of the way of these laser things at the gigantic... Oh, hang on. I thought you were supposed to stomp. I'm trying to work out what his pattern is. Because previously his pattern was to go and try and hit me with his fist. Here he comes, and then I can punch his fist. Bam, bam, schnicked. There we go. That's good. Good stuff. Yeah. It's just getting used to the controls, and I don't know if it's a stylistic choice to have everything a little bit, like, gluey. But it does feel a little bit gluey. Go on, hit me. I double dare you.
Go on.
Go on, son. There we go. Papa. Now I'm swiping to do that super attack. I'm getting in some fisticuffs while I'm there. Oh, he's going to hit me again. Brilliant. If I stay in close, it tempts him to constantly do the fist movement. Go on. Bam. There you go. I've got you nailed, son. Bang to rights. There he is. Down he goes. That's one of the Sentinels that are going to be appearing in the movie. Spoilers.
Yeah, they were in X-Men 3.
Brett Ratner one. I was about to swear there. I try not to swear in these streams quite a lot, because App Spy's quite nice, isn't it? We don't do much swearing on there.
Well, yeah, but, exactly. We're nice. That's it.
But fuck Brett Ratner. I save up my swears for when they're really needed. And when we're talking about X-Men 3, it means we're talking about Brett Ratner. And Brett Ratner, because he is a shite director. That guy. Dear. He is a proper, like, director for hire hack. Whenever you... that's all he is. Like, whenever you need, like, random stuff. Like, Bryan Singer did the first 2 movies and then went off to do Superman, which a lot of people think he ruined, but I thought was alright, apart from the weird Stalker stuff. And then it's like, we need to finish, like, the 3rd of a franchise. Who do we get in? Brett Ratner. Rush Hour, Brett Ratner. Like, he's a rubbish director. Okay, anyway, games. So now I'm taking control of Kitty Pryde. And Kitty Pryde is the lassie who can, certainly in X-Men 2, and the 3rd one, she can walk through walls and stuff. That was her bag. It was quite clever. And in this one, she's being played by Ellen Page in the movie. And I'm now running her through this subway cart, beating up hoodlums.
Hoodlums.
Yeah, I know.
Ne'er-do-wells.
Exactly. Taking the streets back.
They've probably been writing naughty words in public toilets and
They have, you know.
and what else? Listening to rap music and
Almost certainly. She doesn't appear to have a special attack or anything at the moment. Oh, she can do a little backflip actually. That's not true. So she's acrobatic. Right, now it's gone into quasi cutscene mode, and now there's a big guy who's got 2 knives and says, "Where do you think you're going?" in a threatening manner. "Sorry, pal, this is messed up," she says. I assume... Am I running away? I'm running away. And I'm now on top of the trains. And there's dudes firing. Yikes. I'm just going to see if there's another... She can do the backflip, but she can't do anything by swiping forward. So, oh well, never mind. Okay, here we go. It's on. Die, you bugger. Yeah. So I'm just spamming the fire button really at the moment. The only thing she can do is flip back out of the way of stuff like that. Which is a useful talent, I'm sure. Oh, someone's lobbing Molotov cocktails. Die.
I love that idea that I love that idea that when you're talking about Molotov cocktails, you have to put a little bit of an inflection on there because they are cocktails after all. that sort of like cocktails.
Yes, of course.
Like sort of freedom fighters going, have we got grenades? No. Oh, we'll have to improvise. What shall we use? Molotov cocktails, and a little bit of sort of.
Oh, is it cocktail hour? Oh, amazing, fantastic! Molotov cocktail hour. All Molotov cocktails, half price, between 5 and 7.
Incredible.
Oh, hello. Right, taking this guy out. This is good. I actually like the look of this, as in I approve of the cartoony art style. The animations are lovely and fluid. They've got some nice lighting going on within the inside of this train carriage, and the glowing neon orb stuff, the inevitable power-ups that I'm getting for killing guys, stand out nicely against the background. It's a good look. The controls feel a little unusual, like gluier than certainly I was expecting. I was anticipating it to be a little bit more responsive, but I don't know if, like I say, that's a conscious choice on behalf of the developer to make things feel a bit chunkier. And it's not, it's not super fast. Plays out at a medium speed, I would say. But it's quite smart and it's quite satisfying. The violence is quite, it feels a bit weighty because everything moves a little slower. It has a chunky feel to it. And that's quite nice. I'm rather enjoying that element of it. Now we're changing directions and going up and down. This is quite cool.
And with controls, it's always nice to have controls that do feel different to other things. Like, I'm sick and tired of let's say on home consoles or whatever, I'm sick and tired of like Call of Duty controls for every single first-person shooter.
Yeah.
It's
well, the same thing with third-person games. When after Gears of War, when third-person like over-the-shoulder cover shooters became the default setting for almost every new console game. And everything. I mean, there's a lot of good ones, and I like the Uncharted series, it's third-person cover shooters. But there was a period when everything was a third-person cover shooter. And it was like, come on, guys, this is really boring. I feel like I've played this game 1,000 times already. I get why it's popular, but whatever. They're the same on mobile is true of endless runners. So auto runners. When the genre was first put onto iOS, people went, this makes total sense because it's like a one-button control system, and it's really good for mobile. And they were right. And unfortunately, everyone went, yeah, you are right. So everyone started doing them. Yeah. And they were all the same, and it became really, really boring.
And it was like, thanks for doing all the work for us. We'll just copy that. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, I think this is pretty good. I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know if I go in for sort of tie-in games. I don't know if I'm that excited about the new X-Men movie for me to go, oh yeah, I'd quite like it.
Well, I was only excited because of the developer, and I don't know, this is a nice. I prefer this, as in we're going to do an old-fashioned side-scrolly comic book style look at it, rather than them trying to get Hugh Jackman's face and glue it in and make it look all photorealistic or something. I prefer this style, so fair play to them for doing that. It's going to be out at midnight tonight, again, as with everything else, £1.99 or $2.99 from your local app store. So put it on the list if you're interested. Die in the name of men with X on their chest. And this woman as well. Awesome. Alright then, put that to bed. So there you go. So that's all the official new releases, right? Someone's asked, like, if I had to buy one game this week, my own money, what would it be? I'll be honest, probably Globosome. That's probably the one I would go for. Then X-Men. The tower defense game is fine, but I'm not that excited. And Bill Killum can do one. I'm not interested in that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Globosome, the ball rolling game, that's interesting. I'd recommend going for that. And
I'm
the
with you on
X-Men
that.
game, if you like old-fashioned platformers, then maybe that would be of interest too. Certainly a good look. As always, we'll be reviewing all these games on both Pocket Gamer and App Spy, so check back for video reviews later. However, before we go, we've got a bone to pick. A bone to pick with Pegle.
No, not with Pegle.
I know, the beloved Pegle. Well, first of all, this thing you're looking at right now, this is what's wrong with this game. What's happened is, Pegle's been out on the App Store for ages, right? And loads of other platforms, and everybody loves it. That pachinko-inspired game that has taken over the world. Fantastic. And it's always been a premium game you pay 69p for. They've turned it into a free-to-play game on the New Zealand App Store. They've soft launched it. So this isn't available worldwide, and it won't be available from midnight tonight, okay? So only if you're in New Zealand you can get this. But I'm bringing it to your attention now because we need to get this out of the way and prepare you for the worst. Because instead of adding it to the App Store alongside the existing Pegle game, they have removed the premium Pegle game and replaced it with this free-to-play one. So that means, so that means if you wanted to buy the premium Pegle game at the moment in New Zealand, you can't. You can only get this one. Now, I've got a donkey talking to me and he wants me to hatch eggs. Now, I've played Pegle on consoles, obviously, and it's slightly different on mobile, but I haven't played the mobile version. I never played it, right?
Okay.
Now, I remember, certainly on the console versions, it had music going on in it, and it looked quite good and all of that. This, like, no music, really. No music in the menus, which was kind of rubbish. Hang on, I'm trying... It keeps wanting me to aim here. I'm trying to shatter this thing to a million pieces, I guess. There you go. Oh, I've launched the Phoenix. We were talking about X-Men earlier. The Phoenix has risen. 3 balls left, so I'm going to attack... I'm just trying to break this eggshell or something. I don't know. I don't remember this being in the original game. And now the Phoenix has landed and I've collected him. Hooray. Now it's playing the silly music in the background. Now all of this is fine, right? This is Pegle. This is how Pegle works. Now, look. Get all 1,500 points. I've got 3 stars right here. Isn't it brilliant? Now look, I've been kicked back to this page. This is the next level. So I select the boosts I want to use. As you can see, there's a boost here, a green dot, and a purple dot. Both of these things do different, they give me different kind of powers, right? I'm going to use both of them now for this game. When I use them all up, I will then get pushed to the in-app purchase store to buy them as in-app purchases, which is lame for a start. The other thing I can do is there are 2 things up in the top right-hand corner here. Oh, I've just pressed one button and it had a timer on it and something. It looks like it's just reset the game or something. I don't even know what I've done, but I've done it. This looks rubbish, and I don't mean just the game. Like I'm seeing this on an iPad view, right? The buttons on the screen and the donkey has got all this pixelation around it when it's moving. Like it's really, really lo-fi. It looks like an iPhone game that's been expanded.
This looks like the very worst thing they could have done with this game. Like, so I played Pegle on PC and PlayStation 3 and mobile.
Yep.
I love that game. I also absolutely adore free-to-play games. I think they're fantastic. And when I played the real free-to-play Pegle, which is Papa Bear Saga, I thought that was excellent because it was a new take on that game. It was a new spin, and it was kind of taking the Pegle formula and doing something slightly different with it, and it was free-to-play, and you kind of understood where you were with it, right?
Sure.
This is taking Pegle, not understanding at all what that game is about and what makes it exciting and what made the original fun, and making, like, even the physics look wrong. Like, the physics look wrong.
I can't comment on the physics.
The art looks utterly awful. As in, the original had Bjorn the Unicorn, and he was amazing. He looked wonderful. He looked, and the music had the Ode to Joy at the end. It had the constant
we've got that
sense
going
of,
on. We've got the Ode
it
to
does
Joy
have that.
thing.
Okay,
yeah. But look at this. Look at this screen. Look at this. This is I'm to the point where I'm going to go back now because let's go back to the main screen. Look at this screen. Look at the U symbol. Like, what the hell? This looks like the whole thing has got artifacts all over it. It looks like it's been, knocked up in Photoshop. It looks like it's been knocked up in Deluxe Paint from the Amiga.
If you showed me this and didn't say that it was, an official game, I would tell you that this was a clone. I think this looks like a really
bad clone.
Really bad clone. And, the worst thing about it, right? I'm a great believer in, if you make a game, if a company makes a game, either care about it or don't, but don't complain too much about it. If a game exists, that's fine. If you don't like it, just say, nah, it's not really for me, and move on. But if they are replacing Pegle, real Pegle, with this, they're going to erode that brand away, and they are taking away a brilliant game to replace it with a game that's not brilliant.
Yes. It baffles me completely. I understand giving people the option to have a free-to-play version and then keeping the old one in one piece, right? but superseding, that's terrifying. See, someone's saying if Pegle would be premium, maybe it would be a good game. It is premium. It's been premium for years, and it's still available on the UK and US app stores right now. But if you go and try to download the premium version in New Zealand, you can't. It's been replaced with this version. Now, I'm saying a lot of negative stuff about it. Okay, this is only a soft launch version, and because it's a soft launch version, that means that there's a good chance that they'll change aspects of it. It's a test version, right? But even so, to release it in this state, like, it is. Look at this. There's no music on the loading screen. That I'm so offended by that loading screen. I know it seems like a little thing, but look. This is just embarrassing. Like, this is one of the biggest games in the world at one point. PopCap did. What's this? It's just shocking.
Like, it's upsetting because it's going to continue to add to the, some might argue, unfair narrative that joins along with freemium games at the moment.
Yeah, you've got the problem that everyone thinks all free-to-play games are crap, and the thing is, a lot of people have very good reasons for thinking that.
Yeah, and this is adding to that.
This is ammunition.
Yes, this is ammunition, because this makes me hate it. Like, I don't want this. Like, Pegle plays really well as a premium game, and maybe it would play really well as a free-to-play game. As I said, I really like Puppy Pair Saga, and that's free-to-play, and I think that plays really, really well. But sort of retconning video game history, taking the game away and going, oh, we don't want to give you that anymore because we reckon we can stiff you for a whole bunch of money. Like, because I will bet you that this game gets pretty grim at some point.
Well, this is what I'm trying to do now. I'm using up options. I'm using up my little... I'm pressing buttons at the top here, and that's using stuff up and giving me extra balls because I want to show you what the in-app purchase screen looks like. So I'm just... random stuff.
While you're quickly doing that, I will just say that obviously we're sort of ish wrapping up the show at the moment.
Yeah.
But if you've got a chance, then Laughing Duck has posted for the final time the link to the Gibbs versus Jibs debate, and do vote there, and then we will do a tally, and then we will find out whether or not Gibbs or Jibs is the right pronunciation.
Does that mean I have to then change my pronunciation from here on out? Is that what's going to have to happen?
Possibly. And we might have to... Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm just saying...
Look at the stupid arrow moving across the screen. That is just... I'm sorry, that is just so poor. Right, okay,
what
now...
is going on?
I've used up the boosts that they gave me at the beginning. Right, now, tap boost. Buy extra green peg ×3. Buy an extra green peg to the board... Add a peg to the board for the level. So if I hit purchasing, it doesn't tell me how much. And now I've got to sign into the App Store and give them my app ID. There's no price on it. It just says, hit this to buy more. And purchase cancelled, no money was removed from your account. Yeah, fine, but how much does it cost? What are you doing? This is ridiculous.
This is horrible. This is genuinely really nasty.
I hope it turns out to be a hoax. I hope it turns out that this is just like someone's done a cheap port of it, a copy, a clone, for a laugh, and really cynically done it. And this is all just a joke, because I think this is embarrassing for everyone concerned.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, EA has done some really... To be fair to it, it's done some very experimental things with its free-to-play stuff. Some of it hasn't worked at all. Some of it's failed massively. Some of it's worked, in my opinion, really well. And... This is a Dungeon Keeper-esque level of complete...
Of absolute fail, and just misunderstanding what throw off a game is the best
exactly, and that's the key problem. It is misunderstanding what is great about Pegle. The great thing about Pegle is zoning out, putting on podcasts or some music or something like that, and sort of fooling yourself into thinking that you have a lot more skill than you probably actually have. Like, it is a skill game, definitely, but a lot of it is luck. And, like, just chilling out with it. Like, Pegle is a very chill game. What it isn't is a game in which you want to be hassled every 5 minutes about buy more of this stuff, like, do all this kind of thing.
Or locked out. Like, I have managed to survive thus far, right? You've got 5 lives. When those 5 lives are down, every life takes half an hour to refuel. So it's that game. It's the energy system that you all love to hate, used in a game that is Moorish, that you want to sit down, like you say, and just keep tapping away at. And you're not going to be able to, because you're going to die 5 times and it's going to lock you out half an hour unless you buy more lives, presumably. Don't know how much it costs because it isn't telling you. And then if you want to get through the levels and do it without losing lives, you probably have to buy more boosts. And you have to purchase them as well. And it doesn't tell you how much they cost either.
And as Rod is saying in the AppSpy chat room at the moment, that creepy horse is creepy.
Yeah. The horse is creepy. This home screen is awful. I'm telling you, like, you probably can't see it on the stream, right? There is artifacting going on around the animation of that horse. The buttons are... It's like they've done an iPhone version. In fact, this entire screen looks screwed. And this isn't a glitch. This isn't a bug. This is how the game looks. Like, all the rough edges are awful. You can see the areas where assets have been moved into place and not properly lined up. Honestly, this looks like a joke. This looks like a clone app that some kid has done. But it's not. I honestly, I don't think it is. I think this is the real deal. And it's so sad.
So, okay. So I guess to sort of temper the argument and to make me have at least some sort of small amount of hope that this might change, this is soft launch, isn't it, you were saying?
Yes, that's what was said at the beginning. So this is soft launch, which means that it's not necessarily how the finished game will look. They are testing it out. Okay. So things will probably change before this goes live, or indeed if it goes live globally or whatever. So, yeah, that's worth bearing in mind. They've got plenty of time to sort this stuff out. But it just... I mean, I understand they release things in a state where it's not quite finished, but this is ragged. Really ragged. And I don't know how you expect to drum up excitement about your product when you post it in a state like this. This just doesn't make any sense to me at all. But, you know, what do I know? I'm not a games designer, so it just seems like... It seems icky. Really, really icky. Let me just go down here.
But this isn't what... that's it. Like, it's just not... This just isn't what Pegle's about. And this is coming from somebody who, like, just adores the game and adores free-to-play games. But this isn't it. Like, this isn't the way that you make a free-to-play Pegle. Like... If you desperately want that,
plus 3 balls.
If you desperately, if you desperately want that, then like there is a game out there to cater for that at the moment, and like go and get Papa Bear basically, like go and see how that works. I know it's not like the most popular opinion, but you either go and buy Pegle right now, like just go and get it so that you can save it, or yeah,
that's what we've been doing, actually, because this hasn't come to the UK or the US yet, and it's not going to do for a while, chances are. But if you play Pegle and you were thinking about getting it, right, get it now. And then save it and make sure it's stored on your iPhone or iPad, because if they replace paid Pegle with this, then you're not going to be able to get a paid Pegle version at all. It will vanish from the App Store. That is easily what could happen. And you'll find screens like this, where it's asking you to pay for more lives and giving you 30-minute countdowns. Now, there is a guide we put up on Pocket Gamer. Again, I'm going to get Danny to throw it into the window if he could. I'm sure he will. Which shows you how you can keep apps. As in, like, literally take the app from your iPhone or iPad, get the file, and save it somewhere else. So that you've bought it, and you're going to use it on your iPhone. There's nothing wrong with that, so I don't believe it's any kind of illegal thing. But it is possible for you to back up the actual physical copy of your game so that you've bought, that you own, so that if it gets pulled from the App Store, you can wipe your iPhone and replace it, and then put it back on there again at a later date if you want. Because even if you buy Pegle, and they remove it, and you delete it from the App Store, and then try and reload it back on, it's not going to be there. It'll vanish from the App Store regardless whether you've paid for it or not. So there is a guide that Caffeine Dream has just posted into the App Store where you can keep it. So if you've got Pegle, I maybe consider backing it up. And if you ever wanted to get it at some point, I would suggest getting it pronto, because if this comes over to the UK and US and replaces the real one, then it's going to be a sad time. Sad time for everybody, people.
Grim. Okay, well, so as a final thing, just so that we can completely clear the air now, I did promise that we would. How do we pronounce Gibbs/Jibs?
Go on then.
The answer is by a 69% vote.
Okay.
It's Gibbs.
Yes. Suck it, Wellington. That's what I'm talking about.
No. I'm not happy about that. I will. So maybe we'll have to go with Gibbs from now on. But that's fine.
I'm not changing a thing. That's how it's always been for me and how it always should be. Thank you for justifying my pronunciation there. And thanks for sticking with us that long. Sorry we ended on a bit of a sad note there regarding the crapness of this Pegle. But the rest of the stuff is quite interesting, certainly. And if you are interested in a game, and I agree that we should do a kind of pick of the week, a recommendation, then from my experience, I would suggest Globosome looks most interesting out of the pack, followed by X-Men. Those are the two ones to go for, and maybe give Bill Killum a miss, and definitely avoid Pegle altogether, if you can, if you're in New Zealand. All of them are out tonight, apart from Pegle, it's in New Zealand. So, get on it, everybody. Thank you for watching. It's just been the core group today. We weren't pushed onto the front page or anything. So it was about a kind of solid 100 of you or so who've been hanging around and watching, and we really appreciate it, because without you, none of this means anything. So thanks for watching, guys. We are going to be back on tomorrow, probably doing the podcast thing we usually do, and then back on Friday again for another long place type stream, which we've been trialing new shows recently, and it's been going quite well, so we might try a different format, a different group of games. So join us again, same time before, 5 p.m. in the UK, 9 a.m. Pacific, and 12 midday Eastern. Thanks for watching, guys. I've been James, that was Peter.
Thanks, guys.
Have good days, one and all. Catch you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.